it has to be the work of God, because I don't think ever in history has there been a time where one political party has swept all the way through the House, the Senate, the presidency. So it has to be something with that. Even on the political side of things, Donald Trump hasn't even gotten in to the White House yet, and he's already busting moves.
Things are changing.
He's already talking to world leaders. They're already telling him, "Oh, we wanna talk." What is going on, everyone's? We are here and we are back with another episode of
Is My Point Valid?
Yes, indeed. I am yours truly, Brandon D.
And I am Camille A. Stocker.
And before we get into this episode, we want to say thank you to everyone who's like and subscribes to our channel. If you get any value from this channel, make sure you hit that like and subscribe, share it to your friends, tell a friend to tell a friend, and yeah. Thank you. We appreciate it. But we're going to go ahead and get into this episode. And the topic for today is going to be
America has spoken.
Yes, loud and clear. And what they are saying is we want something new. We're tired of the old. We're tired of the last 4 years. The last 4 years has killed our pockets. It killed our mental. It killed our everything. So we're looking for something different, and hopefully Donald Trump will be that something different. So what do you think? He gonna be different for us?
I don't know. We have to see, right? And with every presidential election, we have to see, was the vote correct? Did we vote correctly? I just think, first off, I do want to say that a lot of people are, it's still in their feelings, still going hard about who is in control and all of these things. I, at the end of the day, know that God is in control. God is sovereign over all. God has control over all. If you read the Bible, you see that he put David in control, right? I saw this on Instagram. I should have took a screenshot of it. But basically, we know David's story. David killed somebody's husband, took somebody's wife. These were the things that David,
worse than what y'all saying Trump is.
That David did. But the Lord still used him. He still repented and turned to the Lord. So I believe that the Lord used Kamala to get his message across, what it is that we need. Or don't, right? So I believe that the Lord uses the righteous and the unrighteous. And I'm not saying that Trump is righteous, but I am saying that he will use you where you are at to make sure that people will see what it is that they need to do.
And that's for all them people who say, well, he's this, he that, a rapist, or whatever he is. God uses everybody.
He does. Yep.
It don't matter what you are, what you done, who you done it to. You can be used. And I believe that, like you say, they both were being used or are being used. And I think it has to be the work of God, because I don't think ever in history has there been a time where one political party has swept all the way through the House, the Senate, the presidency. So it has to be something with that, because like I say, the American people generally have a very traditional moral base, and that roots from the Bible, Jesus, God, and all of that.
It's supposed to, yes.
Yes. So I think, hey, this is where we're at. I think there are good things ahead, because aside from that, even on the political side of things, Donald Trump hasn't even gotten in to the White House yet, and he's already busting moves.
Things are changing.
He's already talking to world leaders. They're already telling him, "Oh, we want to talk."
And which is interesting, because when he was in his presidency, and he was taking us out of he was taking us away from the UN, the United Nations, and we didn't understand then. Well, why are you taking the United States out of these things, right? And then when you begin to study and say, oh, okay, I understand. We should not be
mind your business,
in cahoots with what's happening for this global citizenship. Which is what we don't want, because we have to be our own entity. We have to be the United States of America.
Ain't no globalism going on over here. And Donald Trump is definitely not having that. So he's going to make sure that he makes it clear to these other leaders that we ain't rocking like that. And I think that's why they're coming to him and telling him, oh, we want to talk. Because the conversation that they was having with the last administration is not the conversation that they're going to be having with him.
It's like that. I had an analogy, but I can't remember right now. But it's just, I think America wants to be tough again, right? Like strong again. With respected again, with our military, with the presidency, with the cabinet, with all of these people. We want to be respected again. We just don't want to be passive, and that might have been the easy thing to do. When we were in 2020, y'all, we were in a global pandemic. We were on lockdown. You go out, you have to wear a mask. You go into this place, people were saying, hey, you got to get this shot if you want to work here. You have to, you have to do all these things. It was so much like compacted in that, and you're following what the government is saying. And so now in 2024, I think why we're saying America has spoken is I think there is this, people are tired of this woke agenda, right? The DEI.
Sick and tired of being sick and tired.
The CRT, the SEL, the social justice, all these things, these made up things. And I don't think people want racism. I don't think people want to be drawn into that anymore. Yeah. Can we get over this hump? Is racism real? Sure, it is. Is inequality real?
A thing.
Sure, it is. But does it run our lives?
No.
I don't believe it does. Mm-hmm. I don't believe that when you go out into the world that somebody is calling you out your name every single time. Nah. It can't be, because if it's happening to you, why isn't it happening to me? And my skin shade is, I'm
a little darker and it ain't happening to me neither.
So I think America was just like, okay, can we go past this? What can he do for us? Because our money is being sent other places. It's not staying in the United States of America. One thing that I don't even think this is a good thing. Like, our student loans were paused. But
they put a halt on it.
This is a little halt, but
it's about to.
But in 2025, I got to start paying them. Yeah. So how is that?
Which was a lie. I thought it was forgiveness.
Some people were forgiven, but not I, said Camille. But so I think people went that route because they want something different. And when you want something different, you take a chance. And you have to take a chance. It's a gamble. You don't know if it's gonna be, the greatest of all time to go. Because I don't think it is. Because at the end of the day, this is a human being. The human being who is really making choices for us to be great again. I don't know.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
A lot of people have a negative mind.
That's why I'm saying
towards make America great again.
But when he says that, which of course, when I first saw, I thought this
dude here trying to put us back on the plantation.
But no, I didn't think of a plantation. But I was just like, what is this? But economy wise, let's build our economy. Let's make sure that, if the husband works, that he's making good money and the wife can stay at home and take care of the kids, right? I believe in that. I really believe that if you are married, you get married, that the woman should have a chance to stay at home with her child until however long you want to stay at home with your child, and homeschool them or just take them to the park, like all those things. I really do believe that. And the man will work and then you do your housework. Like, I believe that. But anyhow, y'all, whatever.
All that traditional stuff.
I'm not a trad wife. You will not call me that. But I am a wife, right? But I think that's what it is. And how do we make it better? We take a chance.
And we're definitely taking a chance. No, I think the people seen what happened last time, so they have reference as to what they want this time. And like I said, even with him not being in the White House, Trump, he's still busting moves, talking to people, maneuvering, getting all his people, the right people in position to make the job a whole lot better than it was with the last administration.
How much will he get done in the 4 years? Because to turn some of the things that he put into place when he was in his presidency ends in 2025. Mm-hmm. So some of it he can, I guess, redo it. I'm not using the right terminology for it, right? But is that a good thing? Or should he go and revamp some of his things that he had implicated?
I think it's always good to take a closer look at the things that you've already done and see how you can make them better.
And we see that he's doing that.
And now that he has, because last time I was listening to him on the Joe Rogan podcast, and he was saying last time when he got in, he had no clue as to what he was doing.
Right.
So this time around, he has an idea of who he needs to place in position to make the things happen that he's trying to make happen. Mm-hmm. So, it's all about having the knowledge. Because you don't have to be the smartest person in the room.
Oh, no.
You just have to be smart enough to know to go get the smartest person in the room.
And I think that's probably the advantage. If you looking back, when we look at Donald J. Trump, right, we see him as a businessman. Mm-hmm. If we look at Joe Biden, we see him as a politician, like a lifelong politician. This is what he did. If we look at President Obama, we saw he was a politician. These people were not businessmen. They did not
be politicians, to lie to you.
If we look at Kamala, she was groomed as a civil rights activist and as a politician, went into it to be an attorney. So Donald Trump was not in political stuff. He was a businessman, so he went in not knowing the political side of it. And I think now that we see him, he's ready, right? He run up them steps like Rocky, and he getting ready. Right? Because he understands now, this is the game, and this is how I have to play it. Yeah. And then you could also look at his cabinet choices, which I know a couple of the names, but I don't know them. I wouldn't know them. I haven't. I've heard of these people, but I don't know. I know a few of them.
I couldn't recognize them on the street.
Right. But a lot of the men are men who have served in the military. Mm-hmm. Is that a good thing or is that a bad thing?
I think as far as a defense front, I think it's a good thing, because people who've gone to war aren't so quick to send people to war. So they would come up with different strategies as to how to resolve the conflict, if there is any, wherever it comes from. Now, people who say have never been in service or never been in war, they will be more inclined to be like, all right, we're going to go to war. We're going to impose ourselves in this situation. And I think that's what's happening with the Biden administration. They impose themselves in a lot of situations that someone with a military background wouldn't have, because we had nothing to do with that.
And probably would have saved a lot of money in the end. A lot of money that could have stayed.
Exactly. Because they're sending trillions of dollars to other countries. And I have no clue where that money is, what that money is for. Mm-hmm. But I have a clue as to how that money can be used here.
Yes.
You have millions of doggone veterans who fought for this country, risked their lives for this country, and
they should be going to the VA funds and all that. And,
Exactly. But aside from them sending it overseas to other countries, they're also giving it to people that they're allowing into this country illegally and helping them live an easier life. When you have these doggone, they're right outside of these places that they're housing these illegal immigrants are veterans. So, man, I can't imagine how a veteran feels seeing someone who's not even supposed to be here being taken care of by a government who they fought for.
I mean,
And that came with the administration.
Yeah, absolutely. Because, everybody is welcome here. But, people are welcome here, but I think you have to get through
You need
legally.
to go. Yeah, exactly. You need to take the proper channels.
To kind of stay on the illegal immigrant, there have been a lot of shows who have been putting together legal immigrants and illegal immigrants. And I don't like to say that's not fair, but that's not fair, right?
How they do it is they just say immigrants.
And that's wrong.
Yeah.
That is you cannot.
There's a difference.
There's a big difference.
Immigrant and an illegal immigrant.
Right. Mm-hmm.
You have someone who
and we can go in the computer and search and see. Okay, you're here.
Exactly. We know who you are.
Right.
We got a background on
right.
you.
Mm-hmm.
Now
you
illegal.
have your picture.
Yeah.
To say you have your identification number and you have your name and your
Social
date of
security
birth.
number.
Right. You have these
All
things that have been put in place for years. And people are. I don't even know if they're confusing the two or if they're blatantly doing it.
I think it's deliberate. It's all a play on words
but it's so wrong.
To get people's emotions all riled up.
But it's so wrong because Donald Trump is aiming for the illegal immigrants, the ones who have come over and who have not, had their picture taken, have not
especially the criminals.
Yes. So that is what they're trying to cut back on. We want to cut back on, or I would like to see, criminals. Real life criminals
out of here,
like real life criminals. So to group legal immigrants who have come here legally and did the paperwork and made sure that they are, they said they are proud to be an Americans now. I don't think that's a fair fight for these people who are on TV getting views and somebody repeating the same thing that they're saying. Words matter. What we speak and what we say, they matter. How we say it matters. And what I'm not saying, well, if you just barking at somebody, like not that like that, but what?
And that's another thing.
Just because you're loud or something.
America is tired of making up words. Words have meaning.
That's what I'm saying.
Words already have a meaning. Mm-hmm. We're tired of people with this progressive mindset taking words and giving them new meaning. We've been doing this since the beginning of time with the word gay.
Yes.
And there's other words. I can't think of any right now. But we want our words back.
If you look, because we use an old school dictionary. We use a dictionary, I think, for the 1970s, maybe the early 80s. But I was looking because I went online to look at what equity meant. And I was like, wait, I can't trust this because how the Democratic Party says what equity is, that is not what equity is. So I had to go to the old school. I was like, okay, here we go, right? And you're right, but it's about what we are, how we're changing things, and
it's too progressive for me.
You're not changing it. You're changing it to your liking. You're not changing. That's why there's a problem with Make America Great Again. Mm-hmm. Because if you make America great again, you go back to morals, you go back to values, you go back to the truth.
So that's why they want to demonize it and say it's a hate group, because they don't want values. They don't want morals. They don't want standards. They want to be able to do whatever they want to do, whenever they want to do it, and call it, say it is whatever they want to say it is. And reality. There's a such thing as reality. Americans love reality. They like the truth. We don't like to be lied to. And if you're sitting in front of our face and you're blatantly telling us lies, then we're not going for you. We're going to find something new.
But it's kind of hard to render what the truth is how many
But if you have someone who's telling lies that you know is a lie.
But what I'm getting at, if you've been watching reality TV, right? Where's reality TV? The Real Housewives of Atlanta, The Real Housewives of whatever. What else was it? Been watching all these things, and that's all you're filled with. And these reality TV shows tell you it's okay to do this. It's okay. And you're watching people who have money, who are doing these things. And so then you feel like, well, I didn't got that much money, but I could do what they, I could do it.
They influencing me.
Those words mean something. Yeah. And so I think there is a confusion with what the truth is and
objective truth.
And now there's so many people on different platforms. You have Candace Owens, you have, cutting through the culture. You have Joe Rogan, right? Joe Rogan, it will bring on people he does not agree with and have a conversation with them. You have other people as well who have their independent platforms and are saying, hey, I'm gonna dive deeper into what it is that you need to know. And then we will still say, well, that's not true, that's not true, that's not true. And that's why I go and I read books, I read articles, I read papers to make sure that, oh, this is what it is. That's why I say we have to be careful with these words that are being spewed around because these words are dangerous. What was it? The unburdened to be, whatever the line was, that was communism talk. What has been unburdened
by
right.
what could be
right. That
whatever
is
she
that
said.
Whatever it is that was some communism
that
talk.
sounds like a doggone trying to put you in a trance or something.
What is the other one? We must not go back, or what is it?
We're not going back.
We're not going back. That is another communist line that is being used. So there are certain,
because just like y'all say, "Make America great again."
That was Ronald Reagan.
Oh, we're not going back. What she mean by that?
Right. So, and then it just caused a lot of confusion. So, I don't know if America will be better. I'm praying that it will be because we it's been this stand that has been taken to say, okay, we want something different. But what is that something different? And Trump,
what does that look like exactly?
What does it look like?
Yeah. It looked like Donald Trump.
What are we fighting for? It looks like the president and the cabinet working for the American people. That is what it looks like. I'm not even going to say it looks like Trump. I'm going to say it is the president of the United States in any term, in any 4 years, in any of America's history. It needs to be the president and the cabinet working in the Senate, like all the Supreme Court working for the American people, not for themselves, not for the top or the rich, for the poor, the middle class, and the rich. Everybody should have, a taste of America, whatever your taste of America is. Boom.
And that's it.
That's it.
Straight up. So, like we say, America has spoken. We want to be progressive, or we want to progress, but we don't want to be progressive. So, we're going to see what happens in the next 4 years. I think it's going to be better than it has been previously in the last 4 years. But like I say, we'll find out. Hopefully Donald Trump does exactly what he says. He has a record of doing the things that he says. Even though people don't like what he says, he tells the truth. But we're going to see. And with that being said, you got anything else, baby?
Just don't rely on Donald Trump. That's all I want. That's all I want to say. Just don't rely on Trump.
It's someone who sits high and looks low, and it ain't Donald Trump.
So just don't rely on him.
Don't rely on no human being.
That's the mere Christian, mere human. We're mere human. Yeah.
But with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and get up out of here. Like always, it's love, peace, and soul. Like Soul Train, baby.